Grief is a funny thing. One minute it's not there, and the next minute it is. I can feel so overwhelmed at times. It starts to well up inside of you, so much so that you can do nothing but let out a cry. It's a heartbreak for all the love that you still have left to give. Grief is an upwelling of emotion that ebbs and flows. It was once described to me as a wave constantly moving forwards and backwards, but only breaks when there's enough friction, when you're thinking about them, looking at pictures, reminiscing. Long after you've received that last card, that last bunch of flowers, or that last text asking how you are, grief is still there. You never move on from grief. You move forward with grief. You learn to do life alongside grief. You learn to do life alongside the heaviness of your emotion. Sometimes that is easier than others. Remember the wave, good days and bad. There is no right way to cope with grief. There is no one who can tell you the right way to grieve. Shock came first. We lost you out of the blue, just hours before we were told that you have a year left. A year longer to love you, a year longer for you to teach us all that we needed to know. 5 hours later, that was it. You were gone. Anger came next. Why? Just why? This isn't fair. Life isn't fair. I can't deal with these emotions. They just hit like a tidal wave, so high and lasting for so long. I felt engrossed by that wave. It never seemed like it was going to pass. All I could do was sit down and cry, and the tears felt like they'd never stop. It felt, in that moment, like my heart was breaking into so many pieces. Numbness. No feelings, no processing, no time to grieve, no time to understand what was going on or why it happened. I kept myself busy, doing everything I could to distract myself from the harsh reality of life. I kept myself so busy that once I stopped, I couldn't feel anything. There were no tears left to cry. Looking through photos, going to his house, seeing things like they could just be picked up again to carry on, that broke me. Your flat cap, hung up waiting to be worn. I saw it and broke. That is when it hit. You're not coming back. You're not just on holiday. There really is no return. Then the funeral came around. A hard day celebrating your life. We learned so much about you, remembering all of the good times we had together. I hope I never forget those things. The sound of your voice, the feel of your hugs, grabbing my hand when you said goodbye. I would do anything to just spend one more day talking with you, listening to your wisdom. I hope the rest of my life I can do you proud, but I know that will be hard. There'll be times where there's a hole missing, where you're not there, where you should be. But life goes on. Today, this is for you, Gramps. We will never forget you, and I hope that I can do you proud.